So this match I quite enjoyed. So I go first, and here I have a combo line. So the typical stuff I'm going to do is use Duelist Alliance. Alliance is going to search me Pen Call. Pen Call, we all know, will activate and discard my Dark Worm. Just search two Magicians of different names. I search Magician, Shinka, and Harmonizing. And activate Dark Worm in my graveyard. Dark Worm will summon itself to add me Gates. And then I normal summon my Joker, and Joker is going to search me Odd Eyes Pendulum Arc. And then I link both of them off to make Electromite. Now here I use Electromite's effect to pop my Gentru, as well as to search Astrograph. So Astro is going into my extra deck. Electromite pops Gentru, adds back Astro. Astro is going to activate as a chain link. The third chain link, and it's going to search my Gentru. Gentru is going to search my Scale, and Electromite is going to give me a draw. And then I drew Terraforming. Cool, so Terraforming is going to give me Sky Iris. Sky Iris is going to activate, and I pop my Butler, which will trigger Arc's effect to summon a card, so I add Revolution. And I summon Valid. Valid's gonna mill me Pensork for follow-up. So on as Revolution's effect, I search a dragon, I search another arc. Then I made Beyond the Pendulum. I don't need to. Actually, no way, I made Selene. Right, so I made Selene, and Selene here is gonna revive back Pensork a little earlier than my usual type of plays. So Pensork's gonna pop both Sky Iris and my arc to add me Ange. Alright, because I'm searching a specific card that I have not searched yet. So Angie is going to draw, and perfect, I drew it. So Shrine is going to mill both my Red Eyes Flare and my Dark Worm. Right? And then I linked both those off, I believe, to make Cross Sheep. And then I scaled my Shinka, and I pen summoned from here. So why did I mill Red Eyes Flare? Well, Flare is going to be a garnet for this card here, Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon, because I can revive it from their graveyard since it's considered a normal monster and it's a Red Eyes, so that's a cool extension play. And of course, starving into Cross Sheep's effect, I copy Electromite, then I link those two off to make my second Selene, and Selene's gonna get counters. I use the starving to pop my arc to add back Astro's effect, to now search a card that was destroyed and summon itself. So I searched another arc, and I believe I linked them, I exceeds both of them into my second red flare. Right? Now sadly, because I only play one, I can't revive it until it's in the graveyard. Sucks, but hey, it is what it is. Right? And here I decided to make the Vortex with the Gentru and Scale. And then I believe I linked two of them all to make IP and pass. On to my fellow player here. Oh, I see you had an Ash but didn't use it. So here I could just honestly let him do his thing and then punish him for comboing and whatnot, because it's 1000 every activation. But I decided to risk it. So here he takes another 1000. So sadly I chose the wrong card because it was random and they comboed off. So here I decided to just negate the white layer, even though I should just negate the field spell. But it is what it is. And this is a quick effect, so it's gonna pop my IP Masquerena. Knowing that, I should just honestly let them combo. Because they only have 5 more plays left. Well, technically 4. Now, yeah. So I linked one off, sadly. And I made Mech Knight. So here I could have just punished heavily with just red flare and did not need to negate anything. another 500, getting closer. So they made the mech. And so I should just use this effect to revive or at least some sort of protection for follow-up next game. I mean next turn rather, but I chose not to. So now the effect is negated, and they're gonna make Super Quanto Mech King, long name, Transformers. And so they're gonna shuffle, and I can't activate Mech Knight's effect. And then they had a Fusion Destiny, so they made also DPE. Oh boy. So I'm in a pickle. I'm also quite low on the timer as well. So I'm very limited on what I can do right now. So DP's gonna pop itself, pop my arc, and now I have to figure out what to do from here. For my extra deck, I have some blades at least. So I still have Darkworm in the graveyard. Course, so Darkworm's gonna revive itself, come back, and I don't have another gate, so I can't search. So Foolish, I decided Foolish the Butler, but I could also have Foolish the Ange instead, just in case they use DPE, but they chose not to, so I just pen summon. Of course, I'm at a minus, so Pensork's effect, I pop both Gentru and my Shinka, add Ange and my other Butler. Ange, I'm praying I get something useful. And I got something, so Joker's effect, Joker's gonna search, I search Odd Eyes Revolution, Revolution's gonna pop itself to revive back my Vortex, and because it is no longer unaffected, Vortex can return the Quanto mech. So it changed with DPE, I negate the DPE activation, and then they're gonna force to use the effect to return a card. Doesn't matter because I have game. However, due to timer limitations of this long inducing line, I ran out of time. So I lost here, basically. Which sucks, but hey, it is what it is and was really fun and enjoyable. And yeah, until next game, GG bud, that was awesome. Now on to some rank matches. I believe I went first here with this hand. So my hand's kind of bad right now, like really bad. Like I need this Joker search to get comboing, and they had an imperm, which sucks heavily because I kind of opened terribly. So at this point, I'm trying to do some sort of combo line. So Astrograph and at least a scale 4 to then summon the Ange to make Electromite. Of course, Astrograph is not going to search here because I only play one of these cards. So I'm forced to pop the Astrograph, add, summon itself, it's not going to search, I draw a card. And I believe I decided to just make some play. I think it was, I drew Butler, so I made, I believe, an Appaloosa and passive. But they surrendered, no, they had a connection issue. That sucks. So on to the next game. Now on to game number 2. I believe I went second, and my hand is wow. Purple Butlers and one dark one. They set one pass. I think they bricked. So I drew Ange. Thank goodness I drew something. So I used Duelist to scout for an Ash. They didn't have one. I searched Pen Call. I used Pen Call to discard Worm to add me Shinka and Harmonizing, and activate the effect of Supreme King. No, I used the Ange effect first to Butler. So they gamma my Ange, which is like, okay, sure, that's fine. I saw plays. So I used Worm's effect to summon itself to search me gate 0 on summon. And then at this point, I have no other normal summon besides the Harmo. So I some normal Harmo, made Beyond to see if they have any more interruptions. They technically don't negate Beyond, so Beyond's gonna search me Odd Eyes Arc, and then I pen summon from here. So I summoned the Worm from an extra deck and the rest of the cards in hand, and I should have something. But they surrendered. So yeah, GG, moving on. On to my my third match. I believe I went first or second. I went first. So here I couldn't do anything because they surrendered. Well, I had a connection issue. No, they surrendered because, yeah, okay. Next game. So game number 4, I believe I went second. Yeah, I went second. My hand's kinda awkward. So they were playing Sword Soul. I was like, okay, can't even play through this, I wonder. And they had Longyun. Longyun's effect, discard Moye, he summons token, and I don't know what they made, and connection issue. Next match. Alright, please, no more surrenders and no more disconnections. Please, I beg of thee. So I went first here because I won the coin flip. I used Shrine. And I pray they don't have an Ash because this will give me, and they had an Ash. So that line is dead because I can't mill the red flare to mill Dark Worm. So yeah, well that sucks. So Joker, I'm just going my typical line right now. I add Valid, Arc, and Valid in scale. I could have put Gentru honestly, but I wanted the Arc's effect a little earlier. And then Astrograph, of course. Astrograph's gonna search me my second Valid, I believe. And then I summoned a level 7 off of Arc. So Arc is gonna summon Arc again, and then I link 2 off to make Electromite. Electromite's effect. I search a card, I search Pensork, I pop my scale, add back Astro. Astro's gonna search again, and I draw a card. From here, I linked Butler and Electromite because I need to fix my hand. So Beyond is going to search me a low scale this time because I'm going to scale the Valid. And I search Ange. So Ange and Valid are going into scale, and I pen summon from here. Now I'm going to activate Pensork's effect. Pensork's going to pop both scales to search me names. I search Ange, and I search Dissolver. I'm going to use Ange's effect to discard my Synchron to draw 2. And I drew decent, sort of. So I scale both, and then I linked my Beyond and my Pensork to make Celine. Celine's effect will revive. And I believe I revive my Synchron. And then I Exceed Summon into Red Flare, number 1. And I had to decide what to do from this point, so I decided to just make the Baronne. And then just pass with 2 Red Flares, and that's about it. And 1 negate. Yeah, so it's not a finished board because of the Ash negating my Shrine, but it is what it is. And I don't have any other targets, I shouldn't have popped Gentru, but yeah, it is what it is. So what they're playing Cyber Dragons, and they extra linked off my contact fuse into the Chimera attack. Okay, so they take 1000, and they went into Root Enforcer to force my Baronne negate. So I'm forced to negate here. And what do? They activate Cyber System thing, and they take another 1000 for that. And they activate Power Bond. Wow, I have not seen that card in Cyber Dragons. So they fusion summon into their Rampage Dragon, making them take another 1000. And then Rampage's effect is gonna pop my Butler, and then they take another 1000, and they're forced to battle here, but they decided to use another, so that's another 1000 to the face, and now they go to battle, and most likely clear my board, but I still have comeback play, so do not worry, because they don't have any sort of disruptions. This one card is just gonna give me what I need. So they take 2100 from Power Bond, and I draw. Perfect, I have combo anyway, so Joker's effect activates, I search Gentru, I activate Gentru and Sky Iris. After Ange's effect, of course, recover the scale, and then I pop Gentru because I know I still have one more high scale, which I of course was Joker, active revolutions effect. So I shouldn't have activated, I could have just kept it in hand for revival, because I could have just revived one of the Exceeds. But I popped the Sky Iris to search Butler, no matter, Butler's effect to pop Ange, and then the one and only Starving Venom to copy Baron, not copying my Revolution. So pop and went per game. And yeah, GG. This is my last match, and I believe I was going first. Alright, so standard, arc and scale, Valid and scale, Sky Iris. Sky Iris is going to pop the Valid, triggering the arc, and I get to special summoned name. I summoned Valid. Valid's going to mill Pensword. I use the effect of Ange to discard the Butler to draw 2. I drew Joker. Joker's effect, it's going to search again. I search Butler number 2. I just need another scale, a low scale. And it may be on from here to try and see, because they had some sort of hand trap, but I don't know what it was. Or some sort of something. But they didn't use anything, so I scale the Butler and pen summon from here. And I believe I pen summon Joker, Arc, Darkworm, and Harmonizing is going to summon Shinka. I chain blocked it because I felt like they had an Ash. So Worm effect is going to search my gate, and Harmonizing is going to summon Shinka Magician. And from here, I link both off to make Electromite. So at this point, I feel like they don't have anything. It was just bait and it's a bluff. So Electromite's going to pop my Butler to summon Astro. Astro is going to summon itself. And I draw a card as well as search, the typical Electro Astro play. Now I still have Butler's effect, but I have not used it yet. But I drew a Sky Iris, so I'm just going to use the Sky Iris with fodder for Celine spell counters. So I link both Beyond and my Worm to revive back my Pensword that I milled off of Valid. So I revive Butler. I revive Pensword to pop both Sky Iris and my Arc to search, I believe, Dissolver and Synchron. Yep. So I'm going to scale after I link those two off now to make Cross Sheep, and then I use Dissolver. Well, first I Exceed Summon into Red Flare, and then Dissolver's effect to fuse both Synchron in hand and my Butler, because I also need more resources in the Appaloosa. And then Cross Sheep's effect is going to revive the Synchron, and then I link them all off because there's no point going further than this to make Appaloosa. And then Synchron's effect to use Dissolver and Scale, and I made Baron. And yeah, on to the player, see what they have. So along with taxes, they gotta play with negates. Well, of course, it's not the same as Masquerade and Branded, because Masquerade and Branded is just obviously better. But this is Red Eyes, so yeah. So they're playing Math Mech. I'm forced to negate subtraction, otherwise I lose 1,000. And just pray they don't have any more. They had an addition which does the same thing, and so I'm forced to negate that. And they're forced to go into battle phase if they want to use another monster effect to get rid of my Appaloosa. So they run over my Appaloosa with subtraction, I lose 200, and then they try to combo from here. So they linked one into Linked Disciple. Now they have Parallel Exceeds. Here I should just negate it just in case I have Baguska, but Baguska does not negate Red Eyes Flare. But they chose to, I believe, Exceeds into this card. I don't know what it does, I just know I need to negate it because it's going to add specifically Circular, and I don't think they open Circular, so I negate it. I just of course need to negate Circular, and most of the combo line dies. And they scoop. Yeah. Now onto the deck list. This was quite fun for the most part. It's an interesting combo line that I generally don't end on in terms of with a burn. Typical end board I go with is usually like Vortex, Baron, Appaloosa, Hope Harbinger, and Boral. the typical stuff, right? But here I decided to try and end on Appaloosa, Vortex, Baron, and possibly 2 red flares. That's basically 1k if I decide to not negate with any of my negates, because these negates will not trigger the requirements for that burn, since they are activation requirements to inflict the 500. But it's just a form of way for them to deal with stuff while also under the pressure of activating cards, right? So interesting. So onto the stuff. So of course I'm playing triple Odd Eyes Arc Pendulum Dragon. Not much to say there. Pop an Odd Eyes, summon a body of an Odd Eyes, right? Your bread and butter card. The 1 Red Eyes Black Flare Dragon. You don't need to waste URs for the Red Eyes normal monster in this deck, because this is also considered a normal monster anyway when it's sent to the graveyard or when it's on the field. So it combos really well with Dragon Shrine. So it's a cheaper alternative that still does the same thing. And you only need 1. The reason you only need 1 is for this card to target, because this card will revive your Red Eyes Black Flare from the graveyard to of course continue your combo line. So you can always use this as a link fodder before, and then make another one off of 2 level 7s outside, and then revive it again, and then combo from there. So it's really interesting. So you just need 1, no more, no less. And then 2 Odd Eyes Valets. It's your Foolish. It just mills things you need. I typically mill Pensork so I can revive it with Selene. But that's about it. It can also be a level manipulator, so you can make it any level you want. So in this version, if you want to summon the Red Eyes Flare, you can mill a 7. The 7 you would mill will be either Arc or another Perform Pal name that's also 7. Here, in most of my Duke showcase, you saw me play Odd Eyes Phantom Dragon. I decided to take it out because I was too many 7s. I only needed 1 more. So since I'm playing triple Arc, I didn't need another level 7 dragon of Odd Eyes name. But you can add it if you want, it's not necessary. The 1 Synchron Pensor target, it's a great way to go into Baron with Dissolver and Scale, of course. 2 Ange, you can use it as a Pot of Greed by discarding Butler to give you some sort of line, or it can be a Scale 1 that you mill off of Ballad, of course, right? Not much to say there. So 1 Pensork is all you need. You can play more if you want, but 1 is honestly enough. Pensork is gonna summon itself using Selene or Cross Sheet. One of these 2 will get you Pensork, and Pensork can pop 2 cards, whether it's Sky Iris or 2 Scales, to search either your Synchron, Dissolver, or your Ange plus 1 of them. And Ange is of course gonna discard to draw 2 more cards. If you really want to draw a Shrine or open Shrine, because Shrine is gonna give you this combo line, right? Triple Jokers, not much to say, just search as any name. Way too strong for this, and it's just, yeah, you have to play it. Double Harmo, you don't need to play more. I know she's at 3, but in this version of the deck, I only play it at 2. You can even play it at 1. Not much to say. In this version, I'm just using her to summon Shinkum Edition for more level 7 bodies, and that's about it. And then she just links herself off or contact using the starving. 2 Dark Worm, just another way to turbo, also a great way to search Gate 0, which is a 7, which is what you need. It's also low scale, of course, right? Like your extremely low scale, scale 0. And yeah, not much to say. I'm glad it's back to 2. Don't know why it would ever limit to 1, but that's about it. I was testing 3 Gentrudes, but honestly, just 2 is enough. You can play 3. I'm playing it at 2. On Destruction, pop itself, search a scale that's in any Perform Power or Odd Eyes names. It could be level 1 or higher, so yeah, great safety net because of a specific card like Butler. Since Butler pops a card to special summon itself, so it has to pop either an Odd Eyes or a Perform Power name. So it combos well with Gentrude to not make you go -1 in hand, because you're forced to an additional -1 for scale, right? So it's a great way to combo. 2 Shinkas, when I've been playing Shinka, my ace. My awesome favorite card ever. This deck can do it. This deck can definitely do it because of Red Flare or Red Eyes Flare Dragon, since you can summon Red Eyes Black Flare if they don't do anything else the following turn, right? And this plus this alone will just get you raging with Shinka, and that's it. Yeah, and that's just game right there if they don't try to finish you off. So that, on top of the pressure of these two, they're forced to deal with this the following turn if they don't answer to you quickly, right? So yeah, it's just there for that. Not much to say, it's just harmonizing target as well as just making raging. One Astrograph Sorcerer, combo with Electromite, great way to recover destruction effects, such as off of Butler or Electromite, for example, or even Sky Iris. 1 Gate 0, Darkworm target. 1 Dissolver, Pensword target, goes into Vortex. You combo this with Synchron, plus another Pendulum card to make Vortex under Crush-y. Crush-y will revive the Synchron, and then Synchron plus Dissolver makes your own. That's about it. Revolution, 2 things. It's your search, so you can search any of your Dragon Pendulums, Darkworm, right? Arc, combos well with Pendulum Call for Darkworm with Duelist Alliance, right? So 3, of course, it's also your Monster Reborn. It revives back your Vortex, it revives back the Red Eyes Flare, and then you can, with Shinka, you can make this into a level 7 to go into Raging. But of course, you need another level 7 since it does not have the effect anymore to revive because you need to detach and exceeds. But that's about it with Revolution. It's too good, I love it, yeah. 1 Foolish, just more ways to get this into the graveyard or get Butler into the graveyard or get Darkworm into the graveyard. That's about it. Terraforming, searches Sky Iris, not much to say there. Dragon Shrine, same thing, you mill this and then you mill Darkworm. So you're milling 2 things that have usage, and that's why I'm playing S3. It's required, it's like playing 4 copies of this. But you don't want to open with this in hand, you can open it with hand, it's fine because you're going to link it off and whatnot, and then revive it anyway, but I'd rather just mill it. Because I need more spell counters for Selene targets. Right, Selene needs spell counters, so this is just a better way of doing things. Pendulum Call, searches Harmo and Shinka. Just great way to get more hand advantage. Of course, you discard the Darkworm for that combo. That's the best way to do it. 2 Duelist lines, you can play it at 1 if you want, you don't need to play it at 2. It's there to either search Pensork or your Pendulum Dragon. That's about it. 2 Sky Iris, pop a scale, search for what you need. You can play it also at 1. You can honestly play both Sky Iris and Duelist lines at 1 and take out Terraforming to add more favorable cards that would help you advance the game state, whether it's hand traps or go second option, up to you really. Doesn't really matter. And now onto the extra deck. 1 Vortex, Dissolver combo, of course, just get Vortex out. 1 Starving Venom, Supreme King Starving Venom. I generally don't need it in this combo line. It's not required because of Red Flare, but it comes up at times. You can just use it for game, so you can go Revolution copy for game. You can copy Baron's effect for game if you need to, as you saw in prior duels. So yeah, that's about it really. Baron de Fleur, another negate, not much to say there. Your 2 Red Eyes Flare Dragons, because you can easily access both. This one will revive this, and this plus another 7 will just make your second one, right? Besides, because I'm playing 1 and not 2 at least, I can't revive it again unless this is in a graveyard. But that's about it. Great, just taxes, yeah? My ace and 1 and only favorite card, Odd Eyes Raging Dragon. For game, just your Shinka. These 2 alone would just give you Raging. Not much to say there, right? You can also Revolution revive the Flare Metal, and then Pendulum summon a 7, such as the Arc Pendulum, and then, yeah, not much, right? My favorite card ever. Electromite, not much to say there. Your typical Astro Electro plays. 1 IP Masquerena, your target can be Unicorn, so you can probably take out, say, an access code if you want for Unicorn if you want, but my target for IP Masquerena is still my other favorite card, Mekk-Knight Crusader, because I love the artwork for it. But that's about it. Crush-y, your 1 and only combo with a Dissolver into your fusion summon targets, right? That's about it. You're beyond the pendulum. Fix your hand if you drew badly with Electromite to search another card that you would need to pen summon. Her other effect is if you pendulum summon 2 different levels into the arrow she points to, you can pop 2 cards. It has to be 2 cards, right? Selene, not once per turn, revives back your spellcaster. You can play just 1 of. I'm playing 2, but you only need 1. So yeah. Mekk-Knight, IP Masquerena target. Just, yeah, it's hard to answer 2 burns while dealing with Magnite, for the most part. Appaloosa! It's just your negate and an access code for game. And yeah, that's about it for this fun little burn deck scenario I came up with. And if you want to give it a try, you're more than welcome to. And that's about it. Take care, everyone. Bye.